I am Fatma Ahmadzai, working as lecturer botany at Government Girls Degree College, Quarry Road, Quetta. The course which I am teaching in this semester is Diversity of Plants. Today we are going to have a revision session of Bryophytes and Pteridophytes. Difference between bryophytes and pteridophytes. Bryophytes are non-vascular cryptogams. Non-vascular means they lack the vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. And cryptogams mean cryptogam is the subkingdom of kingdom Plantae. It consists of plants which lack seeds and reproduce by spores. Pteridophytes are vascular cryptogams. Vascular means that they consist of the vascular tissues, that is xylem and phloem. Bryophytes are non-vascular plants which lack the vascular tissues, xylem and phloem, while pteridophytes are vascular plants which have the vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. Gametophyte is the dominant phase in the life cycle of bryophytes, while sporophyte is the dominant phase in the life cycle of pteridophytes. Sporophyte is dependent upon the gametophyte for nourishment, while in pteridophytes, sporophyte is not dependent upon the gametophyte and it is independent. The examples of bryophytes are Rixia, which is a liverwort and belongs to the class Hepataceae. Endoceros, which is a hornwort which belongs to the class Endocerotae. Funaria, which is a moss which belongs to the class Mossae. Examples of pteridophytes are Xylotum, which belongs to the class Xylopsida, Selaginella, which belongs to the class Lycopsida, Equisetum, which belongs to the class Sphenopsida, and Marsilia, which belongs to the class Pteropsidia. Similarities between bryophytes and pteridophytes. Both bryophytes and pteridophytes are land plants, they are terrestrial plants. Both have two morphologically distinct generations, the gametophytic generation and the sporophytic generation. Both show alternation of generation. The gametophytic generation alternates with the sporophytic generation, while the sporophytic generation alternates with the gametophytic generation. Rhizoids are present in both bryophytes and pteridophytes. They reproduce asexually by the production of spores in sporophytic generation, while they reproduce sexually by the formation of gametes in the gametophytic generation. The structure of antheridium and archegonium are similar in both bryophytes and in pteridophytes. Water is essential for the process of fertilization in both bryophytes and pteridophytes, so that the antherozoids swim towards the neck of the archegonium and pass through it into the venter, where they fuse with the egg to form oospore. The antheridium is globular in shape, while the archegonium is flask-shaped in both bryophytes and pteridophytes. The antheridium produces the male gamete, the antherozoid, while the archegonium produces the female gamete egg in both bryophytes and pteridophytes. This is Rixia, which is a liverwort. It belongs to the class Hepataceae. This is Endoceros, which is a hornwort which belongs to the class Endocerotae. This is Funaria, which is a moss and it belongs to the class Mossae. This is Xylotum, which belongs to the class Xylopsida of pteridophytes. This is Equisetum, which belongs to the class Sphenopsida of pteridophytes. This is Selaginella, which belongs to the class Lycopsida of pteridophytes. This is Marsilia, which belongs to the class Pteropsida of pteridophytes. Rixia, Endoceros and Funaria are bryophytes, while Xylotum, Selaginella, Equisetum and Marsilia are pteridophytes. Thank you, students.